Isang malaking asam. And we are so wrecked right now and kitang-kita po yan sa mga recent na nangyayari. And I will be giving you the reason why we are having this kind of drop. And we were slightly expecting that this will be happening. So, pinost ko to dun sa ating previous video. Ewan ko kung napanood nyo, pero I really hope you were able to do so. And also, pag-uusapan natin tong mga information na to and also what do I mean by these as well. So, guys, please do like and share and subscribe kung mahilig kayo sa mga ganitong chismis. And ako nga pala si Oso Bear and I've been here since 2017. I've been trying to share you guys my wins, my losses dito sa cryptocurrency. And currently, we lost a total of 21,000 na PL or profit loss. Okay, so ngayon ang unrealized natin is 16,000, so hindi yan edited, yan pa rin. So total cost natin is 9,000. Supposedly 11,500 na to, so we are planning to put more in this coming sideways pag nagkaroon tayo ng confirmation, but I will let you guys know as well. So kung nasa Meraki kayo yung mga unang makakakita ng mga bibilin natin. And again, tulad ng sinabi ko doon sa Discord natin, kung naaalala nyo, sa mga nasa Meraki members, sorry guys, inuubo pa rin ako, pinipigilan ko yung ubo ko. Ito yung ating message. So back in October 16, 2025 ng 3:47 AM, sinabi ko, take 25% of your holding into USDT. So ito, I will do this now, sabi ni Elmers. And sinabi ko rin dito, nevertheless, we will still buy new assets in advance. But if it's dumping, dapat yan, wrong grammar, 2,500, let's say, yun yung nakuha mo doon sa 25%, okay? You can make much with it when market settles at the bottom. Everyone, when it's clear, we will buy that dump. Hindi pa naman tayo talaga clear. We gave a call out dito na first bottom, then probably this is the second bottom. We'll see, but I don't see the same signal na nakikita natin dito. So dito, kita natin siya, nakita din natin siya dito. Nakita natin siya dito, pati yung liquidity natin umaangat na siya. So ngayon, bumagsak na naman. And this is because of course, yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Ito yung tungkol doon sa government shutdown natin. Kasi humaba na yung government shutdown and this is the month where we were expecting that the market should be thriving. But nevertheless, over the years, no, every November, we always have this choppy market. So last year, ganun din yung nangyari in November. We were having a choppy market na ng October, tapos noong November tsaka tayo nagkaroon ng drop doon, tapos bigla tayong bumulusok. So same thing dito sa November na to, choppy market, tapos may mga minor dumps dito which capitulates most of the traders here. Nagkaroon tayo ng sideways pero wala tayong events sa macro. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na we cannot really predict, which is yung macro fundamentals. Hindi natin hawak yun. Okay, so we cannot blame anyone, neither the officials na mga nasa gabinete. Kumbaga sabihin natin sila Jerome Powell, we cannot blame them because it is not their job to pump our market or pump our bags. But tulad ng sinabi ko sa inyo, the past few days there will be a major move do sa previous video natin. But since that's already done, that has been done, we need to focus on today. So sinabi dito, as soon as the government shutdown, okay, ends, the Treasury begins spending 250 billion to 350 billion in a couple of months. So also, just to mind you, dun sa gossip doon sa document na binigay ko, sinabi ko na to. And isa to sa mga early calls ko, which siya ngayon pa lang niya pinopost, which is today. Today niya lang to pinost. Actually kahapon, 13 hours ago. QT ends and the balance sheet technically expands. So what does that have to do with cryptocurrency? Reactive yung crypto sa QT and QE, or quantitative easing or quantitative tightening. So we are in a QT. We are looking to have a ending of this one, but we can still have QE, okay, while QT is still there. So nagkaroon tayo ng rate cut, no? So everyone's like expecting that there will be a large rate cut. Nevertheless, it was small. Naging reactive yung market and we actually pumped after that. So, furthermore, ang sinabi niya dito is, eto, so binanggit ko rin to sa document ko, which is maaga talaga tayo sa mga documents natin. That's why I want you guys to read and make a survey para malaman nyo na yung mga ginagawa kong document, hindi lang yan basta makagawa lang ng document. Lahat yan may purpose. Katulad nung mga documents na nag-predict ng mga current place na ngayon sa market natin. So, the Clarity Act will get passed, giving the crypto regs to desperately need for large-scale adoption by banks. So, ito yung sinabi ko doon sa document. Na kung babalikan nyo, sinabi ko doon sa third part ng document na yon na ang mga ang mga institution, they don't play by 4-year cycle, yung mga sinasabi nating mga mantra natin. They play through government regulation because they have built an empire and they cannot afford that to be scrutinized just because of one speculation, no? Yung parang magdadasal na lang ako na sana maano. So what does that happen for ano naman yon para sa sa MicroStrategies? Bakit sila ganon? I mean, lagi silang parang I believe this and I believe that. They don't buy actual Bitcoin, they buy CBBTC, no? So they are under protection still. Okay? And the custodian of their asset is Coinbase. Okay, so we don't even know if they are really buying the actual crypto, no? So, but we just have to trust Coinbase that they are truly buying Bitcoin. Okay, so I hope you guys understand that. So, also I want to talk about the chart here for the total 3ES. Okay, so I'm trying to predict this already for quite some time, pero I cannot share it. The reason why is because I'm not super confident with market cap. So, isa sa mga kahinaan ko kasi is yung fundamentals ng liquidity, lalo na kung may smart money play. So, ito masyadong malaki na to kasi total market cap excluding BTC, Ethereum, and stablecoin. So, kahit naka-exclude na yung tatlo, okay, which is in the 3 market caps na malalaki, this is still in a large scale. Malaki pa rin to. And this is also one key driver to determine if meron tayong altcoins na mangyayari. Which is ito din yung dahilan kung bakit ko na-predict na yung November 2024 is going to be a massive move. Okay, because I'm predicting that this is fake liquidity as we were just super excited about the Donald Trump thing, tapos biglang bumagsak hanggang sa ayan na, official na talaga na magiging siya yung president. Then, like, the rumors are very loud to the point where everyone is already anticipating and he will be pursuing pro-crypto sa inauguration hanggang sa hindi nangyari. Yun yung talaga nag-start and tariff wars enters. So, dito yun nangyari. So, this is where I was, this is the reason why I was able to really navigate the market and where it is trying to do. So, we are assuming that this is a ABC impulse. Okay, so we are in the A, nasa B na tayo. Okay, and C natin is somewhere sub like 2.5 or 2. Max is 3 siguro. So just to like give it like a very baga holistic or maluwag na prediction, sinagad ko na rin kasi previous history. So but right now, what I can tell you guys is we're nearing the bottom. Okay, so first bottom natin yung nangyari, yung katulad ng sinabi ko. That was the first bottom and this is going to be pag nagpakita siya ng signal, ayaw ko muna sabihin kung saan ako tumitingin. Pero ang clue ko dyan is ito. Titignan natin kung magiging healthy yung volume. Pag mataas yung volume, tapos ito, ayaw pa rin yung umangat. Then, probably there will be a more downward move to retrace this 479.21 billion. Okay, so ngayon, tulad ng sinabi ko, crypto is driven by liquidity and always, this has always the thing or tinatawag na book by the book. Okay, so yung recent government shutdown natin and yung Treasury General Account or TGA na tinatawag, delays the slowed it delayed and slowed down the whole crypto inflows, and not just crypto. Kung babalikan natin yung post ko dito sa Discord, okay, shinare ko rin sa inyo na this is not just Bitcoin. We see Ethereum, gold, silver is also dumping, SPX, even the Palantir na talagang nire-rave ng lahat has taken a lot of blow. Riot is also like negative 2%. Ganun yung naging impact nitong government shutdown, and napapahaba siya, kaya siya nagiging parang, oh okay, this is not a joke anymore. But also we still have that small light that we're looking at right now. That's why we are still holding on to this bull run assumption. So we're still in a bull run in long term, pero definitely short term, mid term, we are bearish. And what we can see is we are holding the last support, okay, to prove that we are going to still come back as a bull run for midterm. Pero ngayon, sobrang short term talaga, bearish na talaga tayo. Okay, pero for now, I cannot talk more about where this market is going. Okay, so meron tayong 3 scenario. Dalawa lang yan nung kailan. Hanggang ngayon, nanganak na siya. Okay, because of this. So we're expecting that there will be prolonged moves hanggang November. Like I said, October 20 hanggang November 20 is going to be capitulating, because yun nga, nakita ko is more of like government and fundamental play. So ngayon, hindi ko iindain masyado yung sakit. Alam niyo bakit? Kasi I think Ethereum is also going to hold so much on these specific bull levels. Okay, so 2,995 or close to 3,000, they will be holding this level. And insider lang, so narinig ko lang sa Alpha Group na there are institutions that are eyeing to buy already early ng 3,000 to 3,500, and that actually gave us a little bit of hope because of that week and that moving average. Then ito yung proof natin na we were able to times it to 30,000 yung 1,000 natin now, or 1,500. So nagdagdag lang tayo na nandito na just to leverage more hanggang sa pumutok na talaga siya at hindi ako nag-TP. So lesson learned. This is just to remind me of my mistake, and I also post on the Facebook. So let's see if this is going to repeat itself. Okay. But to tell you guys, for our assumption kung bakit I'm still holding is meron akong 6 na binabantayan. Actually 5 lang. Ay ako sabing 6, 5 lang pala. Is yung Treasury General account na binanggit ko kanina. I want you to research on that one. Then also yung PBOC, or yung tinatawag na balance sheet ng China Central Bank. This is 1. This is 2. Number 2 yun. Then, yung Federal Reserves, they will be, iba yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo for the last videos. They are still into like getting that returns. Kumbaga, yung nakaupo na passive nilang kinikita nila na 3%, 5%, they can spend that. And that's billions of money. Billion, letter B. And from the eventual end of quantitative tightening, isa yan sa mga binabantayan ko din, and more global levers, okay, or global liquidity levers, which is magsusunuran yung iba't ibang countries. But that is evident nung nangyari yung 2020 hanggang sa 2021, pero companies yung bumibili. So isa dyan yung 2018, no, si Elon Musk, bumili siya dito. Then, nagsunuran yung iba pang companies. So, ngayon, we are seeing global adoption dito. Diba? We've been asking for global adoption, and now, let's see if we will be getting it. No? So, ngayon, ang nakikita ko is we're doing this expanded, I don't know what you call this, but this is expanding triangle instead of like bull flag. So ito, tignan natin kung anong mangyayari from here. But this is my assumption why I am still bullish with Ethereum. Merong sideways, but again, this is in 1 week time frame. Huwag kayong maluloko. Pakiisipin nyo bukas makalawa na yan. So probably January, December pa to magkakaroon ng recovery. And baka hindi pa yun nakakaabot ng 4,000 yung pump na to. By February, baka doon pa lang natin makita na kumawala to sa 4,000 papuntang 5K. But 5K, once na mabasag yan, by history, by historical move, fractals, and data indicators, it is saying the same thing. Once na mabasag tong 4,900 na to, it will be massive move for Ethereum. So guys, I mean, kayo, anong tingin nyo sa market? I really still think that we are about to go ballistic on this one. Marami na tayong na-sell na asset and binigay ko yan sa inyo, sa Meraki, ng maaga-aga. Kahit yung Pudgy Penguins natin, binigay ko sa inyo na mag-sell na. Okay? Nag-sell na rin ako ng iba pang asset. Inspect, sinel na natin after siya nag-pump. Nag-bag off tayo ng konti sa Zeus sa yung mga talagang inassume natin na will be going down. But for now, we didn't TP on some of the strong assets like Sui. We didn't TP on layer 2 assets katulad ng Mantle. We did not even TP as well with the with TIA and yan pa yung isa pa, yung ano yung isa pang asset? I forgot. Merl, yes, we didn't TP on Merl kasi it's still holding a strong line. But we've been predicting that it will be going down. So sinabi ko kung mag-go down, di naman siya masyado. But I will still keep on holding these lines. So ngayon, ito pa lang yung nag-go down sa kanya. So it's still good for me. But for now, yun lang muna. Please keep on commenting. Pwede ko kayong sagutin sa comments. Please do like and share, subscribe. And chismis lang lahat ng yun. Kailangan nyo pa rin aralin, planuhin, at kilusan ng sa gayon. Ang lahat ng to ay ating makamtan. At syempre guys, stay awesome. Goodbye guys.